Oh. Bob, where'd you get that hat?
I'll never tell how far I had to chase them.
Not a bad idea.
Chase them a long ways to get it though.
Do that again.
Look good.
You ever see them play that game?
Oh, the bocce. Oh, yeah, we got it playing.
They got that game of bocce. You throw them stupid balls down in the grass, trying to bang each other.
Fisher start. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay.
30.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of reasons for that. You have to start having a lot of fish.
There's some of them, you know, you just get right to the
Break. Might go fishing.
Whiteware.
Okay, here we are, ready to go.
Anytime there's Cecil B. DeMille.
Right. September 17th, we're going out on Muskegon Lake to see what we can find. Charlie Myers is our guide and director.
Mano a mano here.
All right. How long have you fished the lake, Charlie?
Since 1980.
Okay, so you know a little bit, so maybe we can pick up a pointer or two.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to start off with a 400.
You're going to be running the inside.
Okay.
So run a 5 and I'll run a 4.
Okay. Or you said I could use a
Or a
spinnerbait.
spinnerbait, whatever.
Are there many weeds here?
Not as bad as there are in other parts of the lake. And in some spots in the shallows in 5 or 6 feet of water, you can't run them. It's just way too weedy.
Okay.
But I noticed up in here, it's not too bad.
Okay. Got a
What am I after?
nice tackle box.
That's what I'm after.
Starting right out by the campground, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The cob plant, right? The power plant.
How far it goes, and I think it goes up to, let's see how deep it is next to the pilings here. But
This is the deepest water in this whole area of the
this
lake.
whole area down here, this area right here, it goes down to about 34, 35 feet.
It's been all dredged out for the big boats?
Oh, it'd have to be.
Yeah.
Just based on what the rest of the terrain is like,
Yeah.
with being shallow and flat, it has to be dredged to get these big coal barges in here.
Okay, so
Go up to 200
200, okay.
to drop off into deeper water, and then the sandbar I'm going to put a marker on, so if we do catch a fish, we'll have some type of correlation
Okay.
as to where exactly it was on there.
The brake line that you drop it on.
I don't know if there's any real exact depth. It starts breaking away at about 11 or 12. Now we've hauled at 9, steady 9, 10. Probably right in here.
Okay.
Now see it now starts to break at 12.
Okay. Marking the edge of that flat then?
Yeah, because we're going to make some first we're going to start going across, but eventually we'll make passes in, down, and up. We're making a U pass.
Oh, I've never heard of that before. So you're going to mark this same brake line down here a little further?
Well, I want to, I'm hoping this gunk gets out of the way and it won't interfere with us. Now, as you can see, that.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You're coming up on a lot of fish, and you're coming up on the.
Coming up on that brake line.
Yep. So,
Okay.
I'm going to go across it first, because I don't.
This is like a little bar between the two channels.
Well, what I think it probably is silt. you know, over the years, the current coming in has brought in silt, and it's just formed a bar, you know, just a sandbar type.
This is the north or the south channel?
This is the south channel, yeah.
Of the Muskegon River, okay.
Now, there's not a whole lot of, it's real flat off of this side of it because we dropped a marker and it stayed in 16, 17 feet. But why don't you put on a, let's see. Why don't you put on a 700?
On mono?
Yeah.
Okay. In the cob plant, as they call it, the cob plant channel?
Well, yeah, their shipping channel.
Okay. And we're going to work 800s down where there's some structure right off the mouth of it there. Right across from an X on the...
Yeah, we're a little down too far.
We're a little down right now, yeah. You think it'd be a little better over by the mouth where the flats are then, huh?
I would think so, but who knows until you catch them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, now we're fishing these pilings in by the cob plant.
Right.
These big pilings here. We're seeing a lot of fish, bait fish, right off each piling. Now, you say that occurs quite frequently.
Everyone you go to around here, you'll find lots of bait fish, and I have caught pike trolling right next to them, and I've heard of walleye being caught off. So now
we're coming up to the next one
we're
here.
starting to come up to the next one, and I've turned the gain down a little bit, so we know that
there's still a lot of fish there.
So even with a lower gain, we're still getting high reeds.
Yeah, look at that.
So we know that you know that there's something down there.
Okay, I'll give them a try. You're doing a little vertical jigging around these with a small Hopkins spoon?
Yep.
How big is the spoon?
Probably 1/8 ounce.
1/8 ounce? Okay, and using real light line. And we're in about 32 feet of water.
Well, yeah, it varies. In between here, it came up to 28.
Okay. So you got a little fish.
Yeah, a little snake.
700 and mono. You're going over the tip of the.
The second, he was suspended off the end of the second slab pile there. He socked that.
Boy, he tried to get that whole 700 in his mouth, didn't he?
Sure did.
Can I do anything?
If you want to hold the pole a second.
Okay. Okay. He's all right.
Yep. We're gonna anchor us. We're gonna anchor 2 different spots on this slab pile.
Okay.
The first will be about where we've come across on the trolling pass, but a shoreline sighting to let you know when you're on top. The second house here, the kind of the brown.
The low brown one?
Yeah, the low brown one. When there's going to be a pole that will come up, and when you put that in the peak of the roof, that's when you're going to be on top of it.
Okay, the telephone pole way in the back?
Well, I'll let you know. There's several poles there. It's usually the one that's more in the foreground.
Oh, okay, I see it now coming in. Yeah.
All right, so if now we've come up to 35, we're up to 22. You know, about anywhere or about right in this area is a key spot. So what we're going to do is back off just a little bit, and you're going to put down your camera and be anchor boy.
Okay, sounds good. So you're anchored on the top of it.
Yep.
And you're going to cast a...
We're just, you know, a fast jump type lure.
Okay.
And I usually work it real fast.
We're anchored about 16 feet.
Yep. But you do have, you know, 30, 35 feet of water on the outside over there. And I'm just basically going to fan cast around it. And, you know, we'll see if there's anything.
Okay.
Anything moving.
Sounds good. Then the line side, I'm going to just get that right here, is way over on the horizon, that Zephyr.
We're just a little bit off.
Yeah.
But you know, if you keep it right there in that general area, this has been there's two key spots on this slab pile. This is one of them, and the other is the end where I've caught the majority of fish. Here.
Okay. Is this the middle one or the?
This is the one farthest to the west.
Farthest to the west. Okay.
And it's also the one that runs out the farthest.
And this line sight that you take on your trolling pass is the Zephyr tank and the
first
first
pole back there.
power ball
Yeah.
pole with the line up right with the Zephyr sign on the tank. Okay. What I do is get how you retrieve. Now what you're doing, you don't use your rod. You just crank.
Instead of jumping it, that way, you know, when you go like this, you got a lot of slack line
to bring
you
up,
gotta
yeah.
follow down, and a lot of times it's just when it first starts to sink that
they hit it.
That the fish can hit. This way, and you know, you can vary your speed by simply, you know,
The speed of your crank.
with a slow crank of the reel, or just
And so you're always ready for them to.
yeah.
to
Then
hit
you're in a good hook set position too.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Okay, show me the line sight again. We got
The line sight, you've got two single power poles, then you've got two that are kind of right together, and then you've got the two trees.
two double trees.
Yeah, double trees. Actually, we're towards shore of the point, but if you lined up the trees with the I guess the to the left hand side of that power pole, you'd come right off the end
Okay.
of the slab pile.
Okay, so
And
that's
that has been a key spot, because a lot of times right on that break line in the past, smallies have held on it.
and we're on the end of the most western.
Most westernmost slab pile, we're out near the tip.
Now you're going to cast a slider head, right?
Yep. And all I do is just cast it out and basically let it sink for about a minute. At this depth,
16, 18 feet, or is it more than that?
well, it's going to be more than that. Where I'm casting up to is probably 22 or 23 feet.
Okay.
And I'll just let it sink. And if I'm by myself, then while that's sinking, I will cast out like that head and sonar again.
Mm-hmm.
And so the time that it takes that little slider head to sink to the bottom, it's just not all wasted time that you're fishing too.
And you do that with it's a Texas rigged slider head.
You can do it either way. There's a straight head that, and I'll do it sometimes. This way, with a Texas rig, it's a little. You can vary that if you want to just stay on the bottom, just without taking up a whole lot of line. Just lift up from about maybe 9 to 12 o'clock, and just let it fall back down.
Slowly.
Well, yeah, you know, and you don't have, like I said before, it doesn't take an instant hook set on these.
Yeah.
They'll hang on to it. And usually what I'll do is count maybe 10 seconds and then maybe just reel up a little bit of the slack. Come up again.
Now, how do you know it's hit the bottom with such a light slider head? That you said that's about an 1/8 or 1/16 ounce?
This is probably, this is a 16th ounce that I've got. When it's tough. It's tough when it's windy. On a calm day like today, you can see right now there's slack line.
Okay, yeah.
And I know I'm on the bottom. See, and originally by waiting that long a time, that was a nice smallie that down. By waiting that length of time, then I'll know it's on the bottom anyhow. And so
No matter what.
Yeah, I'll just come up and then I'll maybe count to 10. And,
Oh, I see. Okay, so your time.
yeah.
Okay.
It's just a very slow speed.
Real slow presentation.
Yeah.
So you say the heavier jig head you use, the more you hang up in this
Yeah,
wood.
yeah.
So you're using something really light. Okay. And you rig them two ways. One's just kind of with an open hook, with maybe a little smaller hook, and then the other is the Texas rig style.
Right. Now I have my lures arranged.
Yeah, we want to see. We're over here just to the east of Jackson Dock area, and we're trolling a break line, right? Or no, a couple dock areas.
Well, more or less. We're trolling a nothing area that for some reason produces fish.
Has
from
produced
time to time.
fish. Okay. We start off with a 100 down the break line about 14, 15
Yep.
feet. And then we're going to, went to 7 hours, now we're going to wire.
Yep. Probably will work out do around 25, 27 feet.
Okay, good. And on the big north bar where the black buoy is, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever catch much off of here?
No. I haven't fished it that much, but there is a, like I said, there's a narrow, well,
Trough?
trough, I guess is the best word, of deep water, because you see right here we're at 9, and just maintaining this same, I'll show you one.
Yeah, we're just coming up on Snug Harbor. Or not on Snug Harbor, but on
Bear Lake.
on Bear Lake Channel, yeah.
So it's 9, right? Still 9, 10. Starts breaking sharp at 12. Now it's down to 20.
You fish this area a lot then?
I have, but I've never caught much in here. It looks good. Now it's down to 30. Mainly because there's always boats coming in and out of here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's 40. There's a bar that runs out right off the end of this dock. Now we're back up 24, 23.
Is that dredged? Is that dredged down that deep or not?
I don't know.
Is it more natural?
It doesn't show up on the map,
No.
but here it is, 18. And again, you'll fall off 17, and when you get over here, you get some very deep water. But to show you how, in relationship, you know, we just came out of 44 feet of water there.
Yeah.
Then if you follow this out, then it will come out, you know, it's a fairly good descent, but now it's, you know, it's 24, 25.
It flattens out, huh?
But I guess what I'm saying, you got deep water there, you've got that shallow flat back there, then deep water, then a bar. You're going to have deep water over here, but I've never caught that much of it. But like I say, there's always boats coming in and out of the marina here, so it's a hard place to work.
Okay.
You can't see because you're filming me.
Okay, over on this side?
Up there on the top shoreline, see where that big bushy tree is?
Big bushy tree, kind of a little lighter colored.
Well, there's a foam pole that's going to come even with it fairly soon. Why don't you cut off filming a minute and I'll show you where I mean.
Now that's the
here's where it'll begin to fall away.
right where the bushy tree
Yeah.
comes even with that trunk, or the pole.
It'll start to drop off into deeper water, and if you were gonna follow the contour, you'd have to go in. Plus, there's a little bit of a wood hump.
So this is on Strawberry, and we're just down from where the boats come in
Yep.
to the marina there, just to the west. Okay.
Okay. Now quit filming because I want you to.
So we're going to take one more try at anchoring on the end of this dock.
Yeah, we're a little bit to the inside now, and we'll fish this spot and we'll work a little bit farther out.
See that slider there a little bit, how you're working that. Oh yeah.
It's like, let's do it right here. We'll do it over. You just bring it through a little ways, then hook down, and you reverse it.
Mm-hmm. On this wood, you're best off doing a Texas style, right?
Yeah, it has decreased my losses some.
Okay.
not totally eliminating, as you found out earlier.
Yes.